Folia Audio. I hope y'all win.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Social Tea Podcast. It is me, Terrell Hicks. Here with Shawn, Saleia, Mike. And you can catch me on my socials at, again, Terrell Hicks on Instagram. It's 2 L's, TerrellHicks. On Twitter for the time being.
Yep.
It is Terrell with 1 L. My Twitter account may be deleted depending upon how long Elon Musk is going to let all this shit go on. I'm not on Twitter like that in terms of
me neither
in conversations and all that stuff like that. But just the fact that I don't want nobody fucking sending, but they can send me whatever they want because I ain't gonna read the shit anyway. But
so what is he doing that's like
nothing, just allowing all the races to say what they want to say with Twitter with blocking their fucking.
They were like, woo, I'm so glad I'm free. Nigga.
Pretty much. And like people that got the blue checks,
yes.
He wants to charge them $20 a month so they can keep their verification. Their blue check.
Wow, he's full of shit. Everybody's leaving. He's about to lose a whole lot of money.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of capital in the company to begin with, so
he sure don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, introduce yourselves and give your one social media handle. Usual. Go ahead, Miss Woodhouse.
Hello, everyone. I am Saleia Arkish. You can catch me on Instagram mostly at Miss Arkish, MSARKEISH. And I'm on Facebook too as Saleia Arkish.
Now that she goes on there all the time. Go ahead, right. Shawn, Mike.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey, everybody, it's Shawn. I am on Twitter and Instagram as Missy MISSY_510. We'll see how long I'm on Twitter. I do, talk to people on Twitter, but that dude is crazy. I just can't. But
we'll see.
I'm on Twitter, so it don't even matter.
Hey, this is Mike. I'm on Instagram at mike.ogun.long. I'm there time to time.
He's watching videos. That's all he's doing. He's watching videos.
Well, we're going to talk about episode 6, right?
Do we have to?
Is it 6 or 5?
No, it's 6.
Episode 6.
We're pushing us back.
Hulu's Reasonable Doubt.
So every episode is named after a
Jay-Z record.
Okay, so this
yes.
It's Renegade.
Renegade,
is this episode.
I didn't even realize that.
Next week's episode is titled Nigga Who, Nigga What? After the Jay-Z song.
Oh,
Jesus.
Go ahead, T, what's your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were, you know how many times I fucking paused this episode? I'm just like, oh, at certain points. I even cracked my own self up because I was just like, oh my God, I can't take no more of this fucking shit. It's shaking up my goddamn nerves. Like, oh, it was just, my initial thoughts, it really, I really am trying.
We all are.
This show, man, it can be, it reminded me of, and I kind of almost thought, I almost figured this out. It's a show that has the potential to be bigger than what it is. And I'm not talking about budgets and sets. I'm talking about in terms of story.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
They are keeping this shit in a box. that is limiting the potential of what the writing of the show could be.
Absolutely.
I'm just
Absolutely.
it reminded me of, and I had to crack my own self up. It reminded me of when I first started writing. And it reminded me of when.
What? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you should laugh because this involves you. It reminds me of when I first started writing. And I remember I wrote this one story of when, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote this one story where this woman had, I can't even get it out when I was, because I'm looking at Saleia, she's cracking up. So this
Wow.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I wrote this character. This woman had a heart condition.
A known heart condition. Like she said it throughout the story. I got a heart condition. But go ahead.
It's wow.
Go ahead.
So anyway, so I had her. I had her jogging. Out in the why do you got a woman running out in the heat and she got a heart condition? That doesn't make no sense.
I was like, is she suicidal?
Does she hate herself?
But in my mind, I didn't even.
I thought it was funny.
When I wrote those things.
And I remember when I read it, I used to work at the Strauss building. I worked at the Strauss building. I was on the shuttle bus and I was reading it and I was cracking up. I was like, I'm sorry. And it was supposed to be like a sad moment, like, oh, so-and-so died and she had a heart. I was like, but she had a heart condition. What the fuck is she running for? She doesn't run any other time in this play. Because I think it was a play.
It was a screenplay at the time, yeah.
Yeah, it was a screenplay. She doesn't run any other time, but she just woke up and was like,
Hey, Terrell was like, I'm setting this up, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm setting this up.
Oh my God. I didn't know anything about, setting things up.
But neither did I, but I was just like, that.
But see, watching this episode reminded me of my early writing where I just didn't know how to be together. And I'm like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. I didn't, obviously in my mind it does. But when somebody else reads it, it's like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So it just, I was in here cracking up at myself when I thought about the story when I was sitting there. I was like, this reminds me of my early writing. Like it just, they can do so much.
It just seemed like it wasn't workshopped. Like all of this just seems like the writing was not workshopped whatsoever.
Connecting at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So, those are my initial thoughts, but y'all go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Oh, you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I didn't think about anything. I was like, I ain't got no questions. I'm here for the podcast. It's like every ridiculous piece of thing that happened.
It's like I'm here, so I won't get fined.
Right. I was like, and now we're okay. Yep. Exactly. Okay, I'm waiting for the leprechaun to jump out of the bushes somewhere because that's all we need now is a leprechaun looking for his gold jumping out of bushes because none of this makes any damn sense.
And what be pot of gold?
Right. And it'll be like, okay, he probably killed Kalisha. He killed Kalisha. I have no words for this. I'm like, that's my initial thoughts.
Shawn, Mike.
Mike, you go first.
Right. My initial thoughts are that reminds me of daytime soap opera.
That's all it is.
Like a show that could be so much more. Like a cheap. It's like a daytime soap opera where just stuff happened. I started guessing what stuff was going to happen.
You did.
Was you right?
Yeah, was you right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was right. Mm-hmm.
But Erica Kane was more entertaining than this.
Oh, yeah.
All My Children was more entertaining than this.
They had more of a storyline.
And they got a little time. They got a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Okay.
Shawn.
My only initial thought.
Can't hear you.
The only initial thought on this whole episode is that Jax has magical coochie. And because people sleep with her and think that one time and they think that they're in a relationship with her.
Mm-hmm.
And
everybody but her husband. Go ahead.
Well, he don't get it that much. He always talks himself out of it. So
he do because he don't want her.
He's like, that's no, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want any of the magical coochie. And my other thought about it was Theo is the worst villain ever. When he said
Leroy.
Leroy. Leroy.
Let me cut you off. You know, one of my friends texted me, Saleia, the other morning. One of the people that I know, her name is Lisa. And she listens to the podcast. And she texted me the other morning. What was it? What did she say? Happy. What was it? Now she said something. What did she say? Because she was listening to the podcast. Oh, she goes, "Happy Friday Eve, Leroy." What you mean, Theo? She just busts out. Yeah. But go ahead, Shawn.
Theo said, because I had to write it down. I had to rewind it and write it down. He said, "You let a blowjob and cocoa butter lead you astray."
Yes.
Ain't that much cocoa butter in the world. It's like, what?
What cocoa butter got to do with it?
I don't know. It just felt like racist. It just felt like
that's the that was the whole. Yeah,
he could have said, "You let a blowjob and watermelon get you."
Or a blowjob and fried chicken grease or something.
I was like,
he could have said, "Cotton, you let a blowjob and cotton get you."
But then he jumped up in his
just
face.
Racist.
He's like, I'm just saying, you know, I don't want no problems. I'm just saying.
He didn't want no problems.
Blowjob and cotton.
It was the comment was racist as hell. And
it was supposed to be.
I just felt like Graydon should have reacted better than what he should. But, you know, a lot of people should react better than what they should.
He should have punched him in the mouth and have his ass drown in the fucking pool.
Right, like you racist piece of shit. Because it just dawned on me. Speaking of evidence and all that stuff, like, okay, so how long has Jax had this laptop? Like, you're going to turn this laptop in the middle of the trial. In the middle of the trial.
Had it before the trial started.
Kalisha died last week. But she died last week, so...
Well, she died
2 weeks ago. She died 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And the trial is, so... Fuck it.
Right. Oh, goodness.
And you still have it.
Yeah, like we talked about the husband, Kalisha's husband. He should have been seen a long time ago. If there were so-called emails, he should have been the person. Why didn't he go to the attorney, the DA, to go, "Hey, I got these emails from Graydon's wife. They're a little suspicious. I think she might have had something to do with Kalisha's murder."
Also, too, how the hell did he get the emails? Because they're supposedly on Kalisha's computer.
So
no, Kalisha told him about the emails.
Did she?
Yeah, in one of the episodes. The first time Kalisha told me about the emails. Yeah, he said that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm waiting for the leprechaun. Waiting for the leprechaun.
At the end of episode 4, because 5 was the flashback.
Last week's episode?
No,
the week before.
last week's episode was the flashback scene.
Yeah, that was 4, right?
No, 5. What's this? What episode is this?
5 is the backstory.
Flashback. Yes, this is episode 6.
I wrote it down.
Oh, you wrote it down. Yeah, you
episode
care.
6.
You
so
care.
episode 4. Yeah, because
I gotta keep all the shit straight.
Right.
Episode 4, right? When that ended, did Damon go into Jax's house?
No.
So why the hell did they open this episode with them having sex? I thought that was a dream.
She was like,
I thought so too.
What you say, Mike?
I thought she changed her mind or something, and then because an episode ended, she said no.
She was on the phone.
She was on the phone.
Yeah, because so she must have called him to come back in. Because she
was on the phone with him.
Yeah, she called somebody at the end of episode 5.
Well, no. At the end of episode 5, that was their way of showing you. She called Lewis. That was the whole.
Was it though?
Yeah, the end of
then it opened up with them boning.
No, because the end of the episode was the end of the episode. The way they filmed the last episode was episode 5 of the flashback. She leaves the courthouse. His ass goes to jail. Then she ends up in the car accident. Then they show her. But then at the end, she's laying in the bed. She picks up her phone, and then it shows like a missed call from Lewis and a missed call from Damon.
But they don't say who she called.
Right.
She just called it back.
But the way that it's filmed, it looks like it's the end of the flashback. So I'm thinking,
okay.
I thought Damon was calling her from jail because that whole episode he called her from jail. So I thought he was calling her from jail, and Lewis called her because they just got into the accident. Now, if that was supposed to be her in the present day, and she got missed calls from both of them, they damn sure didn't explain it that way.
No,
because the way I looked at it,
I didn't take it as that. I took it as present day.
I took it as the fact that it was right after the car accident scene, and then she got a missed call from Lewis and a missed call from.
Well, see, last week I took it as that.
Yeah,
but then
her hair was different though too.
Because she had the scarf on though. That's the reason why I didn't realize. I don't know. Okay, so I was wondering why.
Yeah,
okay, but then that. But see, again, the problem with the show is
you can't care anymore about this.
It don't, because you ended episode 5 that way and lead to him having sex is like you didn't have to have that. You could have just ended it with him going to jail, her meeting Lewis. And then you could have opened up with, maybe them having another date or him coming over to the house. And then, it really didn't make any sense because the way you filmed it is as if you didn't say present day or whatever it is. You just showed her having a car accident scene. And then she's home laying in bed. She picks up the phone. She got a missed call from either one of them. So I'm thinking Damon's calling her ass from jail because he was doing that the whole episode. And I thought Lewis was just calling her to call her. I thought it was like the new part, whether she was going to choose him or choose Lewis. And obviously I thought, she chose Lewis because that sets up now where she is in her life in terms of her being with Lewis and, him Damon being in jail. I wasn't expecting them to open it up with a sex scene with her and Damon in this.
And I was like, fast forward because ain't nobody got time for this shit.
Because it was just like, it didn't make any sense. And then
I thought it might have been a dream.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
I thought she was dreaming about having sex with Damon, but
and that would have made actually better sense.
That would have made better sense.
The actual sex,
the actual scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought. This has to be a dream. And then when it wasn't a dream, and I'm like, okay, so she wakes up the next morning and she's just feeling awesome and got the hair done differently and got on
not really.
Well,
no, it wasn't.
Not really, but
the hair and makeup guy came back and he was like, I guess I could flat iron it for you.
I got time.
I get it, yeah. I'm not mad no more.
What happened? I mean, it was all flowing. I mean, it was flowing in terms of when she turned her head. I guess the wig wasn't wigging it this time, huh?
The wig was not wiggier.
Well, no, the way it flowed when she turned, I was like, oh, it don't look as stiff. And that's why I thought, oh, it's a new wig.
Well, I thought they were gonna show her hair because she was getting it washed, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So that looked like that was her hair when she was like getting it washed.
Yeah, I think that's her actual hair. Yeah, getting washed. But you mean to tell me it took for you to have sex with him, take your ass and show a scene that you go into the beauty salon to get your hair washed?
She's feeling great about herself.
Yeah,
because
she got that vitamin D.
Yeah.
She got to get her hair done. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
but she got the magical coochie. So I mean,
because when I tell you, when I know I'm skipping ahead, but
I mean, at this point, it don't matter.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever they got to the scene where she's going out with her, first of all, before we even get to that scene, I'm so sick and tired of seeing her have scenes with her girlfriends. What is the purpose of having these scenes?
Because she's a shitty friend. They all shitty to one another. Like, come on.
No.
They're only 2 seconds long. They don't talk about shit that's story related.
Nothing.
So what's the point?
No.
All they say is,
but I mean, this whole dang on series is like, what's the point? Like,
that should be the name. What's the point?
What's the point?
But what was the point of old boy kicking out the girl out the car? It's like, fuck you, your old lady home, and then went around the block talking about, oh, you still here, motherfucker? You ain't been gone but 2 seconds.
You only drove around the parking lot,
right? Talking about,
if he did that, like, how big is that parking lot? Like, she didn't even pull out her phone good. Like,
she trying to look for Uber on that.
Like, I was gonna get an Uber, nigga. Like, I would have still took the Uber. I was like, fuck you. I'm getting my shit when I get home. And I'm going to go to my mom's house.
Yeah, they're very toxic.
Yeah, it's a toxic relationship.
But then also, too, but again, what was the point of showing that scene? What does that scene have to do?
Because she said, I think he was trying, this is where I'm like confused about her. Because on one level, she's like, she wants to be friends with Jax. And it's like, is she jealous of Jax? Because she brings her man to the high school reunion and she looks at Jax and goes, sorry. Like, okay. And he said it himself, oh, you brought me to flex. And it was that. She did bring him to flex. But,
what does
why?
He do? What does he do? Is he a football player?
He's a ball player, yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, but apparently
he was too short to be no
football player.
I mean, and they're short football players, right?
He must play in the no league.
Huh?
He must play in the no league. He plays
in the XFL.
Yeah, he plays in the no league.
Semi-pro.
Fantasy football.
I just thought, what was the point of the scene? Like, you had ample time to, but again, what does that have to do in relations to
the story? Nothing.
Right? Has
nothing is flowing into one another. Like, none of it makes sense, period. I mean, just if we can be honest.
And that's what I put in the text. But anyway, so then get to the point of now, whenever Jax tells Damon that she's going out to the reunion with the girlfriends, and that he wasn't invited and neither was Lewis. He's like,
but he brought up Lewis, like, mind your fucking business. Know your place. You're a side piece. Shut the fuck up.
Right. But then also, but not even that part. It's just like, when he stops, she's like, hello. He's like, oh, what you trying to say? I'm not good enough to be around your friends. I was like, oh, Lord, where the fuck we go?
But it's trying to set us up.
Coochie.
I was just like, no, not even that part. I just hate when they write. I hate when writers write characters like that.
Mm-hmm.
That where it takes case in point, like my grandmother, like the grandmother, the woman or the grandmother who I think she was a grandmother, or whatever, at the story I wrote, who has heart condition and then goes out and I can put her out running and she dies. But it's just like, it makes no sense. The reason why.
It's so funny still. Like,
and she dies.
And she dies.
But
Doc.
It's the same. But it's the same kind of character. All of a sudden now he's pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, are you really going to write that?
Yeah.
All of a sudden now he's
a hothead.
What his brother's doing and shit.
Dude.
And I want to know how you get into that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Okay, so
somebody who wrote on a show like Scandal, for you to write a character that one-dimensional, it reminds me of the scene. It reminds me of when I watched that horrible ass Lifetime biopic of Whitney Houston called Whitney. Back in, what was it, it was a couple of years after she passed, so like that.
Yeah, they didn't waste no time neither. It was almost like they had a script.
Yeah, Lifetime did a biopic.
It was like, she died.
We was just waiting for
it was after Sissy wrote her book, and I know that because it was Sissy did an interview with Oprah, and they were talking about Whitney, obviously, and she said that Whitney always used to say, "Oh, it's time for me to go be Whitney Houston again." Whenever she was going to an award show or whatever, Whitney Houston meaning Whitney Houston, the star.
Mm-hmm.
So they opened that movie with that, like she said, "Oh, it's time to be Whitney Houston." I was like, okay, first of all, you pulled that from the book, which means this story has no script because the family wasn't involved. But every scene in that movie, anytime that she got into an argument with Bobby or whoever, or disagreed with her, they saw a snort line of coke. I'm like, are you serious?
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Literally. That's how they wrote it as if Bobby said, go put that dish in the sink. Literally. It was like that.
Oh my God.
You gotta take it.
Yeah. Basically. You didn't win a Grammy. That's what, it was just like,
Wow.
Your big toe's too big. Like, literally. Every single scene
What?
was like that.
Oh my God. I have never seen this movie.
You don't need to see it. You don't have to. But I actually took time to that's the way that it was. It was like every single like
oh my
thing that set her off, they saw her doing drugs. Sniffing. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, there's no depth to this. And it's the same thing with this character where it's like, okay, you have sex one time, which you've been wanting to obviously have sex with her since 16 years ago, which I don't understand how somebody walk in a room and she's supposed to be defending you, but yet all this chemistry that they never need to.
And I don't see it. It's like, okay, where is the...
And all of a sudden now you want to go to a high school reunion? Like, really? Oh, I can't be around you. I was just like, I'm done. I was like,
between that and the part where he booked a hotel room and did all the shit, and he was just like, all right, I'm gonna go. Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
out of here. Booked a hotel room. She booked a hotel room. He just only could afford the roses.
Yeah, he got the roses, put him on the bed. But I thought that was game. I said, that's game. He ain't going nowhere. But even still, from being that cool to being all sensitive about going to the party.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the part that
like you ain't taking Lewis.
Right. Like, I feel like, if you're going to write him to be like, because he's written from the beginning of the show, he's written as being this humble, reasonable, smooth kind of guy. Be fucking consistent. You know what I mean? Like, if you want him to be this hothead, you got to show us little spurts of that. Make us go, oh, what was that? You're not showing any of that. Now we're seeing him be this guy who's like, angry. at Jack's because she won't take him to the high school reunion. It just doesn't. She's not even taking her husband, dude. She's not even taking her husband.
Right.
It's not like she's like, I'm choosing my husband over you. She's choosing her girlfriends over you.
And then even that scene where they're out to dinner and she's all looking around and trying to don't want to be seen with it. I'm like,
that was dumb.
You already ate out with him once. You should have acted that way when you first went out with him. Not now. You done fucked him. So what's the point of sitting there and acting all like, I don't want nobody to see me out here with you.
Yeah, especially when he didn't have the money.
Husband, all of a sudden, I'm married. Or like he said, all of a sudden now you're married. Really? Again, it's that one.
Well, I think that's after she felt some kind of way about, remember she kept wiping down countertops.
Yeah, but she should. I want to eat off that fucking nasty ass goddamn counter. You done fucking fucked on. No.
She didn't say it till after the fact. Like she told her friends, like, "Oh, we had sex on here." She was like, "Girl, we just ate off here." I definitely picked up a crumb that fell on the countertop and popped it in my mouth. What?
But then she was like, "Girl, I already cleaned it. So why are you cleaning it again for?"
Right? Like it must have been messy as hell.
Yeah, no, she felt guilty because after you left.
Why do you feel guilty for somebody that you're not fucking?
Because it's their house.
Well, she is because she did.
Still married.
But she done fucked two people in the house, so
that's true.
Exactly. That's your husband. So why do you feel guilty? Go ahead,
maybe
Mike.
he picked out them countertops. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Well, it certainly didn't occur to her while she was in that mood. She didn't care while she was being bent over the countertop.
And then here comes Lewis the next day with the kids, all, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Like, and I'm thinking to myself, did you turn those cameras on? And see them I thought that's what I thought because he sure came in a little nice.
I see that. I didn't even peep that at all.
I'm like, you turn the cameras on, but he didn't mention anything about the cameras being on. But it's the way he was talking. But the way he was talking was as if he turned them cameras on and saw her fucking him, and it was like, oh, I better go ahead now and play my, just it be different. Like, okay, I'm really starting to lose her in terms of lose her. Like, she really is going out with other men. Like, but that was just my own thing. I thought that maybe he turned the camera.
And then he kind of, I don't feel sorry for Lewis. And you know what I mean? Like basically they made it known at the beginning of this series that he had stepped away. Like he was the one who had stepped away from the marriage for a little bit to give themselves a break. So what do you expect? You know your girl's a hornball. Like
you know who you married.
You know who you married. You know she's a little nymph. So what did you expect?
But they're not having sex, so I mean
exactly. So come on.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want?
And
she would have been loyal.
But then also to the son coming home, he's like, "Hey, mom!" Like all of a sudden, now you're talking to her.
Right.
Listen. I mean, that's what I was like.
Again, I still feel like these kids ain't hers. Like, I know they hers, but I don't feel like they her. Like, I don't get motherly from her whatsoever.
Not one bit.
Nope.
No.
Not one. She has no nurturing quality at all.
She acts like the stepmother. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. Your kids are here. Okay. Okay.
Do that homework. Right. Why? You ain't gonna check it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk about Ryan and.
I don't want to though.
We have to.
I don't want to.
I just don't understand. First of all, how
I don't want to understand it.
All on her was brown chicken burner because that's when she unbuckled his belt. That's what came to mind.
I called her before she said anything. I said she about to have sex.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it was sex.
But
I'm also
No protest on his part. He's like, what are you doing?
No.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh my God, no, stop. She stands in one place. No, I don't want it. No.
Don't understand is
stop that. Get your lips off of that.
Stop it.
You ain't got no. Anyway, I don't understand how the hell does she still able, like I said in the text, go all around. First of all, she wasn't in episodes 1, 2, or 3. Shows up in 4. All over the fucking place. All of a sudden, she's getting files on people's medical history and shit, and talking to the husband in secret, and they meet outside the courthouse and shit. What?
Yeah.
What? Come on. I'm like, are you serious? All of a sudden now she's at his house in the middle of the night to talk about what? Basically, to give him a blowjob that's gonna make him forget about the whole trial and everything else.
Yeah. Well,
and for somebody, for somebody whose wife just got murdered 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yes.
Right. He's just like, I don't want that. Like, he just did not put up a fight. Like, come on. I don't, oh God, I hate, that is when I was like, I am done. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I was
2 weeks ago.
That's better when I was just like, oh my God. Like, are you kidding me right now? That's why I put in there, are you fucking serious? No, that came from when Damon was mad. When I put in there, are you fucking serious? Because I was just like.
But you can apply that to every scene, honestly.
Yeah, because I don't understand why the wife is all over the place and nobody has even thought about her. No police work. I just
yeah.
Like the detective on the stand. First of all, remember I had said they need a legal consultant on a set because when Jax was talking to both the detective and the ME, she just going on and on. Old boy stands up and was like, objection, and the judge was like, oh yeah, sustain, yeah. And then she was like, all right, no further questions, and this is not how the courtroom is supposed to.
And every time, go ahead. And every time Jax asks a question, he paused. You have to answer the question. You have to answer the question, sir. It was like, he already knows. Duh. The judge don't say that every fucking 5 minutes.
And is this a different judge? I mean, I felt like last week it was. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Last week it was a different judge because it was Damon's case. Sorry. I didn't think we didn't know. But I was like, I just let it go because everything else just seems obscure and ridiculous. But to Terrell's point in the email, I'm so sick of seeing Jax in a meeting with Brayden. When she has all these other people in the meeting, like all these other people are not supposed to be in that meeting. They're just not.
Unless they're taking meeting minutes and nobody was writing anything to fuck that.
No, not at all. So I just, they didn't, and I just feel
like there's some type of strategic team that she needs, but they're not. They're helpers.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Help her to do what?
Get information.
Well, the secretary don't do that shit. The other person who is
secretary.
She was just in there being nosy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure OJ didn't have all these people in the meeting like that.
No, he had all of
he had those lawyers, but I'm sure there wasn't like the stenographer, the secretary. Like, come on. Like, no, none of those people was there. Come on.
And between that and Theo playing rich, because he's trying to, that whole thing
But why? Why is he playing? You know what I mean? Like, why is Rich like, you're right. Why is he even considering what anything that Theo says? It's like, dude, you are the lawyer. You are the one who was like in that seat. He's like, he acts like he has no brain. Rich acts like he absolutely has no brain. Theo is like, just kind of like in the driver's seat. How is that possible? How long you been a lawyer? How long have you been a lawyer? Come on, dude.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, so he's dealing with the company stuff with Theo.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why technically he's meeting with him, I guess. But yeah.
Let's keep this amongst ourselves.
Let's just keep it.
What do you say? Are you gonna have to ask Jax if it's okay?
Yeah, right. Like that was the thing. Like, oh no, I don't have to ask her. I don't have to ask Jax for anything. I'm a man. It's like, come on, shut up. Like, come on. And that was like the subtext. I don't have to ask her for anything. I'm a lawyer. Yeah, but Theo is in your head. Why is Theo in your head?
Because
like, why you can't think for yourself?
Yeah,
because they're trying to show her. They're trying to show her juggling a lot. She really ain't juggling shit.
She ain't juggling shit.
She ain't juggling
dick.
Nothing.
That's about it.
I guess that's a juggle.
Because her and Kerry Washington were actually on The View last week, Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I think it was Thursday. And they were talking about the show. And Kerry explained it just basically like, it's a, woman who was a powerful attorney and showing her struggling, basically that she's, struggling. She said it in a way where it was, she said, like, unlike Olivia Pope, she's juggling, family and kids and, being a mom and a wife. And I'm thinking, no, she's not.
No, she ain't.
No, she isn't.
You know what I find really interesting?
They get picked up by Lewis and he drops them the fuck off. She ain't juggling nothing.
But you notice nobody eats on this show either.
She ain't juggling. And nobody eats.
Nobody eats on this show.
In front of them and that's it. They twirl around, like you used to do when you was a kid. You sit there and you playing your food. Your mama tell you, stop playing your goddamn food. Eat your food. That's what they need.
Nobody
eats. Stop playing your food. Nobody eats.
How about Jax goes to meet Damon? First of all, mother puts a big old pan of upside down pineapple cake.
Yes.
And I'm like, so where is that pineapple cake in the car? You gonna put it in the house? Like you gonna bring it for you and Damon to chomp on during your love before your love making? Like where the cake at? I don't know.
Was all done up after the person who just made a cake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what she get done?
And she doing a lot of baking, like just a lot of impromptu baking. Like you just, I made this cake, and it's like a big old pan of cake for this skinny
at 9:00 at night. She had to drive over.
All done up with hair and lipstick and shit and earrings and
talk about whoever's putting a smile on your face on that text. Well, it ain't Lewis.
Obviously.
I talked to Lewis last week. You did now.
He said you are treating him very well. Huh?
That cake looked good though.
That's because you're greedy.
It did.
Leave him alone, Shawn. But I agree with you, Mike. I was like, really? We just gonna where that cake go?
Yep.
And come on. You made your daughter this whole pancake.
On the step was like, I gotta go. And she drove off.
Dick of a cake.
What do y'all think about her constantly talking to the son-in-law? Or to the son-in-law, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Jackson, maybe like her mother. Terrell. Maybe her mother and Lewis has something going on. I don't know.
Hoes over bros.
I do think there are some relationships where, the mother-in-law and the son-in-law have this type of relationship.
Really like I think she considers him like her son, and that's understandable. Yeah.
But
she wasn't. It don't sound like she was a good mother. So why she added somebody else to the mix?
Well, do over.
Oh, okay. Well,
where's Will? Was he showing up in episode 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, he's scheming a plan. You know what? He's probably saw Jackson Damon out and was like, "Really? I asked you on a date. You said no." Because he gets to smash and take you out. Okay.
But they went out on a date first, though. Then she smashed Damon. She smashed Will first and was like, no. You notice everybody she smashes, she don't want to go out with them on the second date. On a date. After she smashed them, she don't want to have nothing to do.
Will was a revenge. I think she was just using Will as revenge.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
So what's Damon though? But what's Damon?
Revenge, probably.
No, that's something.
No,
that's something
she been something that could have been.
And now that she had it, she's like,
No, she's just like, I don't know. Maybe she's like, Now she's like,
I mean,
he did give her a yeast infection too.
Clean, like Will, she probably would have, been more of a.
Will was revenge. This was something that she'd been waiting 16 years to try.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she tried it and she liked it and he gave her a yeast infection and
Yeah.
So I was just like,
he probably wanted to go on to give her a yeast infection. She probably just gross.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe that's the reason she's wiping down the cabinet, the countertop so hard. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because then she called one of her friends and somebody saying, what can you take or get for the yeast infection?
Yeah, her friend that was so everybody else left that little party at her house.
And that's when her friend was like, I'm a therapist. Like
I was like, oh, she's a doctor? Like, I don't even know what they do. Like, I don't know their name. I don't know their names.
I don't know what they do.
I don't care.
I didn't want to know about it now.
You know what I found?
Oh, sorry.
Terrell's point.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So one has a girlfriend.
That was her.
One is angry and petty. And does the other one even have anything?
Yeah, she's married. That's about it.
What's the stripper?
Oh, the stripper. That was it.
Yeah.
But why did she? Okay, so why wouldn't they bring their husbands? So you know what I'm saying? Like, why? All of their marriages must be trash because she's like, they're like, oh no, he can't come. They all had reasons of why their partners couldn't come, and it's just like, all of y'all marriages must be trash. Because that's the one thing you do want to flex when you go to a high school reunion. I'm married, we good, I don't know.
Is Jess the one got kids?
I think.
I guess. Who knows?
That's true.
Who knows?
Who cares at this point?
Yeah, who cares? To Terrell's point, like all the interviews that I'm seeing about this show and the actors and producers, being Kerry Washington, they really are selling the show. Like they really know how to sell it. But I really am disappointed. Like I say this in every podcast, but I just am. So what? This is disappointing. So disappointing.
It is.
Because the thing is, it has all the components of being, a mysterious, sexy, because you got all these beautiful Black people on screen, so it could totally be sexy. But I don't know, I just feel like at this point, all these facts and just the story in general just being rammed down our throat. Like, get it? Message. Villain, not villain. You should hate this guy. You should like her. It's just so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I don't understand how somebody goes from writing on a show like Scandal to developing your own series and it be this watered down or this.
I don't even think it's watered down. I just feel like
like I said, this show has more holes in it than a fucking golf course. Like, I don't understand. Like, you got the time to put information in there that is needed. Like, none of these things gel together at all. Yeah. The 6 episodes that I have seen, except for the fact that, then you try to have these cliffhanger endings that make you want to watch the episode, but they really ain't cliffhanger endings because you can figure out what the fucking shit is all the way through. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right.
I don't know. I just don't feel like she's being nurtured as a writer.
To me, this seems like this would have Tyler Perry all over it. If I just watched this and didn't know who was behind this, I would have sworn this was a Tyler Perry.
But I think this is able to exist because the Tyler Perry movie or show would exist. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it a buck. Yep. Nobody is saying, oh, wait, what is this to Tyler Perry show? So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who look at a Tyler Perry and they're like, yeah, I'm going to write something like that.
And then also, too, you can't even say
and they do.
Yeah, about budget because what's that? The Handmaid's Tale or Handmaid's Tale, whatever the shit is on Hulu. I mean, that's a great ass show. I haven't watched it since the first season, but
yeah, the first season is disturbing enough to be like, disturbing. Let me think about this. Think about my life.
But it's
yes, yes.
But it's just the writing of this show was just it ain't.
It just looks like nobody looked at. You need eyes. You need critical eyes. You need somebody who's going to be critical. Even when you do plays, if I wrote a play, I would have to have it before it even got workshopped. It would have to go through a series of readings. In those readings, I would pick people to be critical, to be like, this doesn't belong here. This doesn't gel here. And it just seems like whoever the writer is, she didn't have that. They were like, okay, we need a show pronto. Can somebody write something? This is the script. Got it. We got it. And nobody looked at it. It looked like nobody looked at the script at all until it was time.
Until it was time to film.
Air it. And then they were like, well, too late.
Yeah. I just... Huh?
3 more episodes.
Please don't remind me.
That's 3 more weeks of Anyway, did y'all see that trailer about
the Step 5 looking movie with Harry Styles?
That one, and then I also sent the trailer of The Best Man.
I saw that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'm sorry. I saw it yesterday and I was laughing.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a movie, but it looks like it's a limited series.
It's a limited series. I think it's going to tie everything up. This is it.
Yeah.
But they got to wrap it up. So if they didn't do a movie.
Actually, technically, they wrap it up with Best Man Holiday, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
then I feel like they wrapped it up with one. Honestly, if he never wrote 2 or 3.
Exactly. Would have never been interested.
But 2 was good. 2 was they touched upon.
Yeah, 2 was good.
Yeah. It was sad, but it was good.
Yeah.
Sad, fighting, and different relationships.
Mm-hmm. But it will never be like 1. I feel like 1 was just so beautiful.
Because it was different and new,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. And it was just bringing them back together for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is still the El Boogie scene where Morris Chestnut walks in to that restaurant.
Smooth.
It's so sexy. Oh.
He's like, El
Boogie. Yeah. That and what's his name playing the guitar? That was dope too.
Oh, Terrell.
That was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was so dope. But it was just a good feeling. I remember
seeing The Best Man, the first one in the movie theater, and just thinking what a wonderful story for one. But then you see all this beautiful Black people just, being great, living lit lives.
And they were professionals and everybody had a job. And
it's a great written story.
Yes.
I like
absolutely. I mean, I could still watch it now and be like, because we know what happened.
Unlike what we're watching now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Well, I can still watch it.
And that's just the thing. We come from a legacy of greatness, of that kind of greatness. There's just, I don't know. I'm just disappointed once again. I know I say this, podcasters.
So, Shawn, you said you had questions. Because I got complaints.
Bless her heart.
I know.
I think we talked about everything. I think I agree with everybody. We just want it to be over. Just go ahead and just let's get to the end.
Let's do this.
How does the episode end?
This episode
with Braden.
Braden's wife came home and he was like, "What have you been up to?" And it fades to black.
I'm tired.
Yeah, her.
Could she be any more obvious? She's just like wiping her lips. It's like, you still wiping your lips? What? And he's asking, what have you been doing? You know the woman you married, dude.
Well, the woman he married was in the house episodes 1 through 3 with the kids.
Yeah, because she didn't know that he, was having an affair.
Well, she knows. Oh, yeah,
she did. That's right.
But I said that. Remember, I said, I was like, what woman don't know her man ain't cheating? Come on, I said that. When they first went to her house, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know." And
she knew.
Her ass knew. Come on.
Yeah, because she was sending her to sending Kalisha emails.
I just don't understand.
But she was fronting like she didn't know, and this is the first time she heard it.
This is again, they can do so much with this show. This is a show that needs to be an ensemble, not seen through one person.
Yeah, I agree.
Because for the fact that
it's like definitely with caliber of actors.
Even though Scandal was about Olivia Pope, you were still invested in the ensemble of all the other characters. Because the way it was written, yes, you're brought into the show through Olivia Pope in the first season, who she is and her job and how everything revolves around her. But you're also, those secondary characters makes it an ensemble cast, because you're still worried about Cyrus and his husband and Buck and how he was with B613 and Quinn and and Harrison, and even though you're still with this, it's like they could take the time within these 9 episodes. It can tell a great ass story, and then maybe lead to if this gets a season 2 on this.
I mean, and just like we were talking about, like 9 Perfect Strangers, like that being a an
ensemble
series, an ensemble cast, and with this great caliber of actors. And this crazy ass story. But it all worked. But
the thing is, it wasn't even the best story, but it was a decent enough story to keep me engaged.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And they kind of seem to develop everybody a little slow. And you got to see what they were about. In a timely fashion,
Yeah.
Because there's no way I would have thought.
Going on?
Yeah. There's no way you could have told me that Carmel was the killer at the beginning of the episode.
No way.
Right, nope.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Ain't no spoilers in these episodes.
There is no Carmela. Just go ahead and watch. Forget the names.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
It ain't no spoilers on this, because this is.
Oh yeah, because we did watch it. But yeah, there's no way. But that was the caliber of the writing and the acting and how everything just gelled together. Reasonable Doubt, especially this episode 6. It was off the wall bonkers. Shit did not make sense. It didn't go together. It was just haphazardly put together. And like I said, the kicker was Ryan and Braden's wife, and it was the burn there. And it just no, stop it.
What are you doing? As she's grabbing his belt. What are you doing? You think you're trying to see
went from the weak ass conversation to just sucking his dick when he walked through the door. What was the point of having a weak ass conversation?
Right, but he seemed disgusted by her anyways, at least previously in the episode. So
right.
Why would you even open the door?
Oh, until.
Yeah. Until.
And then she kind of make a comment like, "This is like this is what you want anyway." Like,
did he even give it off as what he wanted?
No,
no,
not at all. That's why, and it's like, really? And then it kind of because it feels like it's alluding to the fact that, you know, she could do this because she's a white girl and all Black dudes want white women. So, you know, don't put up a fight. You know, you want this. You know, that kind of thing. You know, you've been wanting this since day one. I'm a prize, you know. Everybody want a Becky.
I can't stand you. I literally can't stand you.
I didn't even get that. That didn't even register with me.
That didn't cross my mind, but I was just okay.
Because I didn't understand why she was at the door. When you opened the door, I'm like, him, what are you doing here?
Right, like, why you let her in?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let her in. Like, right.
What are you doing here?
Walk into my house. Go ahead, do it.
There wasn't anything left to talk about.
Does he have kids?
No, her kids.
Oh, well.
Being outside the courthouse.
It's magic. It's an illusion.
Well, Brayden's been at home all day.
I mean, I'm saying he can watch them kids. Those are his children. So what? He ain't going to jail yet. He can watch them kids. The least he can do.
While you here, you might as well.
While you here, you about to raise them. Who knows how long you have left, you know?
And then also, too, how is it that she's able to get the information and bring it to the attorney? And the attorney can't get it.
Well, she kind of alluded to the fact, like, I got privileges. Well, like, she's got...
Yeah, he said your rich daddy. He said your rich daddy help you.
Yeah.
But, like, there's no other information we know about that at all. You know,
again, they just pull shit out the air.
Yeah,
like,
but then, like,
who was
when
her daddy?
Jack said it, like, oh, we can check his medical records. Oh, he might have something, and she was spot on about it. Like, why was you spot on about like him having a mental illness? Like, how would you even know that? Like,
exactly. How would you know?
But how do you not put that information into evidence? Like, you just bring it up in the court, right?
She couldn't bring it. The thing is, she had to, like, the way she had to do it because of HIPAA laws, because you can't.
Yeah.
You really can't. That's the one thing they kind of got right, which is shocking.
But also, too, what I also thought was, which didn't make any sense, was when the DA was basically stood up and was like, objection, like, this hasn't been brought into evidence. And
neither has the computer.
And then the judge should have said, you know, sidebar or something like, where'd you get this from? No, answer the question, sir. It was like, what?
It's a Mickey Mouse court. A kangaroo court. This shit is crazy.
It was just question. Yeah.
I object. Oh, yeah.
Sit down, Goofy.
Wah.
That's all it
was. Really?
Listen, all you had to do is somebody on a unicycle juggling, and it would have been it.
Look, I already said we're waiting for the leprechaun to jump out of the bushes and be like, where's my pot of gold? It wouldn't have mattered. We would be like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If that shit happens next week, I'm really done.
I don't want to know.
I'm telling you, if we get to episode 9 and I see a little black shoe with a little gold buckle on it that got her tied up.
Yeah, a couple of coins.
And he's like,
and then I'll be like, damn it, I knew it was him. I knew it him. God.
Him tapping his foot, coins flipping in his hand. We'll be popping coins.
Flipping
Saleia was right the whole time. It wasn't that damn leprechaun.
I told y'all, like, did I tell you?
Who knows? Saleia knew.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, God. Yeah. Anyway, podcast listeners, I can't keep talking about this episode.
No, we can't.
It's just about to get good.
Silence.
Okay.
Can you edit that out, please?
No, because I was laughing.
Everybody
today.
pause.
Wait, I was listening. So I was listening to episode 4, right? And then Mike was talking about, listen, all I want to do is just sit and watch the show.
I know.
I know.
That's what I was like. That's why I felt bad, because he was like, I just want to enjoy it.
You can.
Be like, no.
You can before we start talking.
I'm not seeing what y'all are seeing. Like, this is a good ass show.
I told you he's that person that's just like he believes it on surface level. None of the writing, no plot.
I just go into it like I'm gonna just be blissfully ignorant and just enjoy it. Just not pay attention to all this.
I'm not listening to
Yep.
y'all.
He's like, I don't care. I don't care about the leprechaun. It's good to me. I like leprechauns.
Yep.
That leprechaun came right on time. I like leprechauns. I was wondering when he was coming. Yay.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I laughed and I thought about you. I was like, you poor thing. We
I
just
know.
Yeah.
on the show.
Well, I know. We're probably just ruining things for you. Sorry, Mike. But you know what?
I'm actually getting
he coming over to the dark side.
I'm getting a little more insight on the writing, you know what I mean? Paying attention to the writing.
You know he's gonna judge every show now from this show on against you with it about his writing. About how the show's writing is gonna be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the TV shows, yeah.
Yeah, because this ain't.
Nah.
But a lot of them don't have this issue.
No, this is.
This is a special case.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what you teach. This is a show that you teach.
Yeah, you're like, this is what you don't do.
This is what you don't
do. Don't do none of this shit right here. Don't do none of it.
Yes,
okay.
Don't try to sit home.
You can do it, but you need to fill in the holes with, holes and holes.
oh my God. That's so
foreshadowing.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it speaks volumes to like who you know, really, because talent, I mean, not to say that this person isn't talented, but I just, like I said, I felt like had it been workshopped, had it had a critical eye, like a real critical eye to like say, no, don't do this. This doesn't mesh in well into this. You want a story. You want a story that meshes up. Huh?
It ain't just one person writing this. It's
I know. That's why you need while you have your writers, you also need the people to read it to go, well, this ain't.
Those are the same writers that used to work on House of Pain when it first started. Because I wonder.
But those were comedy writers, though, weren't they?
Again, this is like I told you before, this has Tyler Perry written all over it in terms of the way that it's written and the way that it's told. They're not really giving you any. But there's more character depth. I don't care if you just more. Not now. It's too late.
Well,
now.
I feel like she thinks she is by adding like little tidbits of the wife and then she's the villain now. No, I things are not making sense now. They're not. They're just not.
Or
they weren't making sense from the beginning.
Yeah, they're still not making sense.
No, exactly.
Now that would have been if they had a foreshadow like maybe Kalisha's husband and Braden's wife maybe had something of their own.
Or maybe they constantly had if he said Kalisha told me about those emails and they both busted out laughing and she's like, I told you about the emails when we were laying up, then it'd be like, oh.
Right, because how do you go from we in the park and I say, I found about the emails to like 2 weeks later, now you're sucking my dick. Like, yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
And he ain't putting up no fight. None.
No.
What guy is going to?
Yeah, there are guys who will put up a fight. If a guy doesn't want a woman, he'll put up a fight.
After your wife, I know, but in this particular
2 weeks ago, your wife's dead.
But his wife was cheating on him before she died. So
okay, but look,
he knew about it, and he still was.
He knew about it.
He loved her. So.
Yeah, he loved her.
So okay, so what I'm getting is everybody on this show knows their spouse is cheating, and they're fine with it.
Obviously,
seems like it.
No, only the dude is fine.
It seems like they're like, I knew about it.
Mike?
The only dude that's really fine with it is the dude that watches it on camera.
But he's not getting it, so
he seems
dumbass.
He seems to enjoy that.
So we think. I mean, honestly, it may come out that him and Mama Joe got something going on. You know what I'm saying? So
no.
I know that's gross.
Well, don't do that to Mama Joe. You never know. She might have some moves she's throwing a young man.
Okay.
Are you drunk?
Yeah. Right.
Silence. Edit that out.
Yes. All right, podcast listeners. We'll see you all next week. Bye. Bye. The Social Tea Podcast is a Folia audio production. Created and edited by Terrell Hicks. Follow us on Instagram at Social Tea Podcast, Twitter at Social Tea Cast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Social Tea Podcast.